Welcome back to our channel, Soap fans. Today is a beautiful day to dive into the most explosive drama Los Angeles has to offer, and the impending shockwaves are about to shatter everything we know. Brace yourselves for an absolute hurricane of epic proportions, because the Texas tornado is officially touching down in Los Angeles. Darcy Dillon is en route, and she is bringing a storm of maternal fury that is going to rock the Spencer and Forrester empires to their very foundations. The countdown to destruction has begun, and the collateral damage from this impending mother-to-mother war will be nothing short of catastrophic. The August 28th episode is about to blow the lid off Melissa Dillon's closely guarded past, exposing a gritty, desperate history that no one in the glamorous world of Beverly Hills could have ever anticipated. The truth is finally coming out, and it paints a picture of survival, desperation, and relentless ambition. Melissa Dillon hails from the scorching, unforgiving landscape of Texas. She does not come from a long line of billionaires. She does not have a trust fund, a famous last name, or a safety net to catch her when she falls. When she first arrived out west, the reality of Los Angeles chewed her up and spit her out. She was completely destitute, living out of her car, and scrounging for meals in the dark alleys behind Il Giardino. It was a brutal, terrifying existence, but her pride was an impenetrable fortress. Dillon hid every single agonizing detail of her financial ruin from her parents back in Texas. She painted a picture of absolute success, leaving them under the strict impression that she was thriving in the glamorous world of high fashion. Darcy Dillon has absolutely no idea that her precious daughter was homeless, freezing in a vehicle, and eating out of dumpsters just to survive the unforgiving Los Angeles streets. When Darcy lands in California, expecting to see her daughter living the Hollywood dream, the visceral shock of discovering the brutal truth is going to ignite a firestorm of epic proportions. But the drama reaches a boiling point when we dive into the psychological warfare currently detonating at the Spencer Beach house. Dillon, desperate to prove her worth and show genuine respect to the formidable Katie Logan Spencer, makes a highly calculated, deeply vulnerable confession. She opens up about her childhood in Texas, revealing that her mother, Darcy, fostered her creativity by letting her read endless stacks of fashion magazines. Dillon devoured publications like Eye on Fashion, memorizing every glossy page. Growing up, Dillon learned all about the legendary Spencer family through their massive features in the press and their dominant online followings. To a young girl in Texas with no money and massive dreams, the Spencers were the ultimate symbol of fashion royalty. Dillon shares this intimate piece of her childhood with Katie, desperately hoping the Spencer matriarch will see it as a sign of deep admiration and respect. She wants Katie to understand that the Spencers were her very first introduction to the magical world of high fashion, a world she has fought tooth and nail to be a part of. However, Katie Logan Spencer is not just a concerned mother. She is a ruthless, calculated billionaire fiercely protecting her dynastic empire from what she perceives as a highly coordinated, predatory infiltration. Katie does not hear a sweet, nostalgic story about a young girl's dreams. Instead, Katie's eyes narrow, her defenses skyrocket, and she immediately twists the narrative into a weapon. She takes Dillon's vulnerable confession as the ultimate, undeniable proof that this Texas outsider is nothing more than a manipulative gold digger. In Katie's paranoid, fiercely protective mind, Dillon's childhood obsession with the Spencers is a massive red flag. She looks at Dillon and sees a calculated predator who has spent her entire life plotting to infiltrate the Spencer fortune. Katie viciously accuses Dillon of only wanting Will for his famous last name and his bottomless bank account. The confrontation is explosive, visceral, and dripping with venom. Katie unleashes her wrath, tearing down Dillon's defenses and making it crystal clear that a girl from Texas will never be good enough for the Spencer heir. Will Spencer is caught squarely in the crossfire of this devastating psychological warfare. He stands between the woman he is falling for and the mother who controls his family's legacy. Will is a stand-up guy, and he fiercely defends Dillon against Katie's ruthless attacks. But his words bounce off Katie's impenetrable armor. The tension in the beach house is suffocating. Every word spoken is a dagger, and the emotional stakes have never been higher. Dylan is left humiliated, cornered, and desperate for backup. This brutal rejection is exactly what triggers the ultimate showdown. Dylan, pushed to the absolute brink by Katie's relentless bullying, has officially summoned her mother to Los Angeles. Darcy Dillon is not a woman who backs down from a fight. She is a fierce, protective Texas mother who will tear down anyone who dares to threaten her child. When Darcy steps off that plane and discovers that Katie Logan Spencer has been treating her daughter like a cheap, manipulative gold digger, the clash of the titans will be legendary. The impending war between Darcy Dillon and Katie Logan Spencer is going to be a bloodbath. You have the polished, billionaire Beverly Hills matriarch going head-to-head with a gritty, fierce Texas mother who has nothing to lose. Darcy is going to march right up to Katie and unleash a southern storm of fury that Katie will never see coming. The battle lines are drawn, the weapons are sharpened, and the Spencer family is about to realize they have messed with the wrong women. But the explosive drama does not stop at the Spencer Beach House. Across town, the corporate fashion war is claiming massive emotional casualties, and Hope Logan is drowning in the fallout. Hope's shocking jump to Logan has sent seismic shockwaves through the industry, but the personal cost is proving to be devastating. Hope drops by Il Giardino, her heart completely shattered by the immense weight of Brooke's distress. Her mother's absolute devastation over her departure from Forrester Creations is crushing Hope's spirit, leaving her vulnerable and desperate for guidance. Enter Deacon Sharp. Deacon has always been the ultimate wild card, but when it comes to his daughter, his loyalty is fierce, unyielding, and absolute. Deacon sees the agonizing pain in Hope's eyes, and he steps up to offer the wise, grounding words she so desperately needs. Deacon fully supports Hope's massive leap to Logan. He knows that she needed to step out of the suffocating shadow of Forrester Creations to truly shine, and he refuses to let Brooke's emotional manipulation drag his daughter back down. Deacon's blood is boiling, and his rage is directed squarely at the Forrester family. He is absolutely disgusted by Forrester Creations' vicious, petty response to Hope leaving. But what truly pushed Deacon over the edge was Eric Forrester's ruthless, unhinged attack on live global television. Eric sat in front of the cameras and publicly slandered both Hope and Deke, branding them as thieves and dismissing their incredible talent. For Deacon, this was the ultimate disrespect, a declaration of war against the Sharp bloodline. Deacon was standing right there in the audience for Hope and Deke's debut fashion show at Logan. He heard the thunderous applause. He saw the awe on the faces of the fashion press. He knows exactly how brilliantly their work was received. To watch Eric Forrester casually dismiss his children's massive success on live TV has ignited a vengeful fire inside Deacon that cannot be extinguished. The Forresters have underestimated the Sharps for the last time, and Deacon is ready to fight back with everything he has. As they sit in the dimly lit corner of Il Giardino, Deacon looks Hope dead in the eye and delivers a powerful, defining mandate. He tells her to stand tall. He urges her not to let Eric's bitter slander or Brooke's suffocating guilt trips break her resolve. Deacon reminds Hope that she and Deke are the new royalty of Los Angeles fashion. They built a masterpiece at Logan, and they owe absolutely nothing to the Forresters who constantly push them to the back burner. Hope absorbs her father's fierce strength, but the internal battle is tearing her apart. She is caught in a brutal tug-of-war between the mother who demands her loyalty to Forrester and the father who champions her independence at Logan. The mother-daughter fracture is deepening by the second, and Brooke's relentless distress is a heavy anchor around Hope's neck. Can Hope truly embrace her massive success at Logan when it means breaking her mother's heart? Or will the guilt ultimately destroy her new empire? Los Angeles is currently a massive, ticking time bomb, and the fuses are burning at both ends. On one side of the city, Darcy Dillon is marching toward the Spencer estate, ready to wage a brutal, no-holds-barred war against Katie Logan Spencer to avenge her daughter's honor. On the other side, Deacon Sharp is fueling Hope's rebellion, preparing to strike back against the Forrester patriarch who dared to slander his children on live television. The battle lines are drawn in blood, money, and shattered loyalties. Every single character is being pushed to their absolute breaking point. The upcoming episodes promise a relentless, high-octane thrill ride filled with shocking confrontations, devastating betrayals, and explosive revelations. Will Darcy completely obliterate Katie's arrogant defenses? Will Hope find the strength to defy Brooke and claim her fashion crown? Or will the Forrester manipulation drag her back into the shadows? The stakes have never been higher, and the fallout will change the landscape of this city forever. Who will survive the impending Texas tornado, and what will be left of the Spencer Empire when the dust finally settles? Drop your wildest theories below and subscribe for our next breakdown.